Welcome to Share Talk, the only podcast where investors come first.
Hi, this is Zak Mir with the Bulletin Board Heroes here on Share Talk for Monday, the 19th of October. Starting off with 88 Energy, where we've broken this near-term triangle from early September, resting on the 50-day moving average at 0.32, while we're above that on an end-of-day close basis, looking for the top of the rising trend channel from back in April as high as 0.7 pence, hopefully as soon as the end of next month. Besant has certainly delivered all the way from recent lows around 0.1, where it looked as though it was bumping along the bottom, to that bull flag breakout that we had at the end of last week. 0.23 or 0.22 with the first target, 0.33 the second target. So and the reason for inclusion today is we're looking for the next potential move to the upside. That could possibly be up to a line of resistance that I'm drawing at the moment from November 2018, and that's heading up to 0.48. So end of day close through 0.33, and at least while we remain above, I suppose, that resistance area around the 0.25 zone from last November, and 0.48 should be the target again by the end of next month. Empire Metals was promised to go up towards the 5 pence area quite a while back. Obviously, we had that pullback in the summer in July, and then we had to sort of regroup from there. But shares were always keen to find support at the floor of the rising trend channel from the beginning of the year, and the 50-day moving average zone between 2.5 and 3 pence at the moment. And while we're above the intraday mid-October resistance around 3.8 pence, looking to 5.5 pence, which is the top of the 2020 price channel. If you're ambitious regarding the stock and think that it might do a bit more, well, the next level up next level up after 5.5 pence would be towards 8 pence, which is that April resistance line projection. But let's see if we can get to the 5.5 pence zone first, hopefully by the end of this month, and then maybe towards 8 pence by the end of next month. Stock of the day in terms of chit chat on social media is probably the following one when this chart comes through: Ferro Alloy Resources. Here we've had multiple tests of the 8 to 9 pence zone, and also clearing now the 50-day moving average at 9 pence itself. Probably just want to see now an end of day close through the 200-day moving average at 10.6 pence to accelerate the recent recovery and give us hopefully a target up towards that March resistance line projection as high as 18 pence by the end of November. Galileo Resources, none of the mining minnows that I've been highlighting of late. We've basically managed to get near to that line of resistance, the May resistance line at 1.05 earlier this morning, looking for an end of day close through 1.05 to give us the bigger target here again by the end of next month, hopefully up to 1.5 pence, which is the top of that rising March trend channel, and the upside very much valid while we remain above the 50-day moving average at 0.81 on an end of day close basis. At this stage, only really back below the 2020 channel at 0.7 pence, really delaying the upside scenario. On to Iron Bell, which is back, at least on a technical basis. Here you can see that we've finally broken through sticky resistance around the 1 pence area with quite a bang, which is encouraging. And now looking towards the top of the rising trend channel from back in August last year, heading towards 2.5 pence, and 2.5 pence valid while we hold above a penny. And the target there probably going into, I suppose, early December for 2.5 pence, but maybe by the end of next month if the shares manage to serve up some decent momentum. People getting obsessed by the Barry Road deadline for both Providence and Lansdowne Oil and Gas nearly hit that initial target there, the 2 pence target there, the March resistance line projection at just above 2 pence today, 2.05, probably the actual level, but end of day close above 2.05, and we could hit a revised higher target up to 3 pence, which is that December 2019 resistance line projection. Hopefully that would also be seen by the end of next month. Obviously, there is that end of October deadline. Upside argument valid while we hold above 1.6 pence, which was initial October resistance. Didn't cover Mitotech Pharma last week, although it was rather tempting, just because we've had so many false dawns for the shares. And then they come back to the sort of the point, I suppose the 27 to 30 pence support zone. But this time it looks like we're on our way. End of day close today above the 200-day moving average at 35 pence. Should be enough to get the shares up to that resistance line target, which was long promised from January at 55 pence. Big target here up to 100 pence, which is the top of the broadening triangle from February. So above 35 pence, hopefully Mitotech is on its way and will go up and stay up. The mining stocks obviously have been the stars of the show over the last week or so, and one of the highlights here has been Metal NRG. Here we're just shy of that target that we had there at 1.4 pence, the top of the November triangle. I think we've got up to 1.397. Maybe we'll get an end of day close early this week above 1.4 pence. And that would open up a new target for the shares up to 2.5 pence, which hopefully would be seen by the end of next month. That's a resistance line projection from July last year. At this stage, only really back below the old peaks around the 1 to 1.1 pence level, really delaying the upside scenario for Metal NRG. Makanga also on fire at the moment. Here we had a massive rise on Friday, and the shares consolidating quite well at the best levels of the end of last week. We have old resistance around the 9.2 pence level from November last year, but while we're above that, looking for a best case scenario target here, August resistance line projection from last year up to 15.5 or even 16 pence. And looking for that to be hit by the end of next month while we hold above the 9 pence zone. Oriole is a stock which has been, somebody asked for that on Twitter, which is a good time to ask for it, I think, probably at the moment. We've easily broken that 0.51 resistance from July. And while there's no break back below that, looking for a March resistance line projection currently pointing as high as 1.1 pence. Hopefully that will also be seen by the end of next month. On to just a few more to go now. The most enigmatic of the selection of the last three is Orient Telecoms. Here we're trying to guess where the top of the channel is. Best guess at the moment is that it's up at 60 pence. Obviously, this looks like a stock with a rather wide spread, but 60 pence, at least the technical target, the initial technical target there, for a very, very thinly traded stock, which obviously some people might just not want to look at. Stock which is doing rather well indeed at the moment is Panthera Resources. Here we've broken what was the last resistance on the way down around the 7 pence level, and while we're above 7 pence, looking for the top of that broadening triangle from July last year, currently pointing as high as 14 pence, only really back below the neckline resistance post February resistance of 6 pence, really delaying the upside scenario for Panthera Resources. Finishing off with a stock which keeps on amazing on the upside, or amazing us on the upside, and that is Alien Metals. We've got the sort of spoke wheel of different targets that the shares have hit, 1.3, then 2, and then the final target, possibly the final target in the near term, 3.5 pence, which is that August resistance line projection. Let's see if the shares can get up there sometime during this week. That target of 3.5 pence spotted while there's no end of day close, back below today's support at 2.5 pence. That's it from me today. More updates tomorrow.
Thank you for listening. Remember to visit our website for more news and other podcasts at www.share-talk.com.